Give me your best Cartman impression right now.
Nah, Katie, that's my papa!
You put her on the
I know, I'm sorry.
Big man!
So what's your question?
Well, my thing is that if you are interested in doing, it's not necessarily professionally, but what's the best place to start? Is it making YouTube videos or practicing, or should you try to find a vocal coach if you're interested in doing voice work?
So I'm unofficially trained. I've self-trained myself to. I can't do mimicry of voices like Cartman or anything. I do. When I actually have a voice, I'm actually a really quite strong female kind of lead voice. But I'm also have been told that I can do marketing videos. So it's kind of your prerogative of what you would like to do. There are professional trainers out there. I know there's a couple of schools out there that I've been advertised to go to. But there's also, you can self-train yourself just as easy. I'm self-trained completely from 6 years ago. You just have to have a passion. I can tell you some very good starting level voice acting websites to go to. A lot of it's more like the Shinima's Online, or like very beginner animations that are just looking for background voice actors or actors themselves.
And do these websites also offer feedback where you can put your stuff out and like get one-on-one or one-on-many?
Yep, that, and also there are paid positions already on these beginner websites. They're not expecting perfect work from you, but there's free and there's paid. So they'll tell you exactly what they're looking for. You can basically you can audition for it, and they will tell you, thank you for your audition, not what you're looking for. Some of them are not nice, they'll just go completely ghost you, but I've met a lot of them, they're like, that's not what we're looking for right now, we'll keep you in mind. What are they called? The one I go to all the time is Casting Call Club.
Casting Call Club.
Yep. I think I've heard of that actually. I would also say like a lot of people do their lives on TikTok as well, and I see a lot of those people get picked up for audiobooks and things like that. So as long as you can kind of like demonstrate like what your skills are and have them kind of like projected out there, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, social media will probably be your best like foot in the door. But when you can showcase like, you know, your different voice acting, like
I usually cosplay Luna, and you know, here we are, and you use a gentle voice.
and like, you know, it's simple things like that. So as long as, you know, you have your impressions and things like that, you know, if you can find like original skits that you can kind of make up that are funny or eye-catching, you know, like you will probably get somebody to message you and be like, hey, I have this project, like, do you want to work on it, you know, and you can say yes or no. Whether you want to accept money for that is up to you. I would say like you might be able to set your own price, or, you know, barter with the person asking for your work, just because you know what your time is worth. So if they're not offering you something that you feel is like comparable to your skill, feel free to decline and find somebody else, or hope somebody else picks up on it.
Something also to consider is when you're first starting out, and this is just with anything, is it's going to be a side hustle at best, and like a hobby with possibly getting some money on the side. So I know I'm going to sound cliche, but please have like an alternative option for work while you're doing all this. Don't like put all the eggs in one basket. I don't know if you know Ninja, but he was like a really big streamer. But when he started streaming, he was working, I think, at like a fast food restaurant as well to pay the bills. Yeah. So you can dive into that passion, but just be a little bit realistic with it, especially at first.
Yeah.
Is there? I think I saw a
somebody
hand.
over there and over
Yep.
there.
I see one. Yes. Yep, that's you.
So if you want to get into this, I've seen like websites where you can like put your samples up, and authors can look through and decide who they want for a project and what to pay you per minute and all that kind of stuff. But have you used things like that? And also, can you talk about like the startup cost of getting into something like this?
Ooh, startup costs, and your first question was whether or not
go
they.
into it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, sorry.
Just looking at you.
This is your question.
That was your
The
question.
startup cost is kind of varies. The clearest microphone you can get, a Blue Yeti is about, I think, $30 right now.
Yeah, Amazon.
That's
They're pretty
one-
cheap now.
They're one of the best ones. I personally have an ATR 95, which was $75 10 years ago. It still works perfectly fine. Make sure that the microphone is mono, not stereo.
Stereo.
Stereo, thank you. No, I said that wrong.
Like the microphone with like the screen in it, yeah?
Yes.
So if it's ball pointed, it gets audio from everywhere equally, but if it's shotgun mic or like a little tubey thing, that's usually like the best for capturing audio right in front of your face.
And also, if your microphone doesn't come with a pop filter already in it, like my ATR does not, get yourself a pop filter. It's like $10.
So one being the big fuzzy thing over the mic and the other one being like that round circular stand that you could add on top of it.
Do you need like a sound mixing anything, or like a space?
You don't really need a space as long as you have a good microphone. The ATR specifically records only my voice right here. Again, if you have a stereo mic, it might be different. But your closet works just as fine. I know a lot of you voice actors that do closets. Again, my ATR perfectly records here, so as long as my fan is not going in my room, it doesn't record anything else, even if somebody's mowing their lawn right outside my window. Actually, add something else. Brain stop.
Budgeting though, budgeting. I have seen on Facebook Marketplace, I know it's for old people now, for some of the people, Facebook Marketplace.
We're not old, leave us alone.
Well, some people, like, I don't have a Facebook, but you should get it just for Marketplace because that is like one of the best ways to buy and sell stuff. And I've seen a lot of lighting and video and audio equipment all on Facebook Marketplace. The Yeti especially, because a lot of people try to do streaming and they all get the Yeti and then they get rid of it. I have a Yeti, I haven't used in a while.
There's also, I can't remember the name of the website, but there is a website that you can get like technology really cheap on. What was that?
Newegg, there's Adorama, they sell like refurbished as well. There's B&H.
Yeah,
That's for
pretty-
like a lot of video and photo equipment, but also
That,
audio.
yeah, that's probably what it is, because I was looking for a camera.
For mixing and editing, Audacity.
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 That's what I
Or
personally
if you
use.
have a Mac, GarageBand or iMovie, you can also kind of like mess with audios and things like that, clear it out, etc. It's, I don't know, I have a Mac.
I have a PC. We need a pop filter here.
I personally use Audacity. I've been using it for 10 years. It's gotten so many better upgrades over the years. Sometimes it forgets your microphone and you have to sit there and think you remember, but it's probably the best program as long as you kind of figure out how to do it. And there's lots of YouTube tutorials out there.
If you are going to record in your closet, I highly recommend getting something that would like have you encourage you to stand while voicing. Some people like to sit in closets and stuff, but standing is the best for your diaphragm and for projection and speech and everything.
So you need a walk-in closet.
or just like an empty room. I mean, like I have an office in my house, so like I just have like a room by myself, but I also have 2 dogs. So if they start barking or anything, it's like I gotta start and restart over.
Okay, let me tell you a story. As I mentioned before, I am in the Air Force, and we have to narrate our stories a lot of times when we're overseas. We're stuck in wherever we're stuck in. I was stuck in a very acoustic villa. It was all just like marble, or not marble, but just like flooring. There's nothing soft. So I ended up doing something like I would, or like yell into the walls to see which had like the least amount of audio bounce back, reverb.
Yeah.
Thank you. And the part in your house that has the most absorption of audio, while yes, the mics are really nice, but if you want to step up your quality of audio recording in just wherever you have it, I once narrated into the backboard of a bed because it was plush with a blanket over my head. So whatever you need to do to get that job done, right?
I'd say a bathroom could probably work too.
A bathroom?
Yeah, I mean, like it usually has like good, like good
It's
acoustics.
echoey.
It's very
Okay,
I mean,
listen.
that's true. That's true.
Maybe if you're going for a certain effect and you don't know how to edit it in Audacity
That's
or
true,
something.
yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Ooh.
She's like,
A
no.
bathroom.
Do you have a decent? Listen, there's more space in a closet.
I would
right?
rather
Like-
lay down on this carpet and speak into the floor. But you do you. You do you. But for sure, did that answer your questions? Okay. I think we had
Yeah,
a hand in the back somewhere.
Yeah, the
I'm not.
person stood up.
Mostly, if you're trying to basically self-teach, are you aware of like any like YouTube video series or anything that's like maybe free or paid where it can kind of guide you into getting better?
Yeah.
But then the second part of that is how prevalent are there scams, kind of like preying on people who are new or just like don't pay you? So kind of a two-part.
Scams for the people who are recruiting you to narrate for their project, or just
Yeah.
like,
Teaching.
hey, come join my university and I'll teach you how to voice act.
Any and all. 'Cause
Okay.
I've just heard of stories of sometimes like companies being pretty predatory towards either people that are new or already established.
I mean, I think
Are there any red flags, I guess?
Ooh.
I think a really good idea is to look up the person and the company and see if there's like reviews. There's also like scammer sites that you can literally be like, is this a scam? You know? And like I personally, like I've had a very brief experience with doing like narration and stuff, but luckily the person that I was in league with, they paid me really well. I didn't really know them at all. They didn't have anything really for me to look back on and be like, hey, are you actually like cool or not? It's been like 10 years and I still talk to the person, and they're really cool. I just don't work for them anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess the answer is really Google it. Well, did you have another answer?
Yeah, so there are quite a few scams out there. I have seen them come across my email because people, oh, you're a voice actor, cool. Let's send you some stuff. Casting Call Club actually also hosts Voice Acting University. It's a little spendy. I've never actually done it, but they do have lots of sales occasionally, definitely around Black Friday and that kind of stuff. I think it's about $200 for a couple weeks, and they'll actually help you develop your voice. But again, when it comes to teaching yourself, like I've taught myself, it's a lot of trial and error. There are quite a few people out there nowadays that are going, okay, this is how you should act. When you're doing voice acting, it's very important to act with your face and not with your body. You can't act with your body, but it's more important that if your character's happy, you have to have a smile or you can't hear it. If your character is upset, you're going to have to teach yourself how to cry. It is probably the hardest thing that I've come across is teaching myself to be angry. Because I have a lot of roles where the main Charlie Stewart role I've done, she gets angry a lot. Her nickname is the Bear. It's really fun. I'm an angry person in general, so I've had to teach myself how to get myself into that angry space, and a lot of times it's just the director going, and again, and again. And you're gonna have to repeat these lines like 20 times until you get the right one.
I'm such an angry person. Maybe I should help you. Got a lot of anger in there.
So YouTube University is a vastly unappreciated tool. By YouTube University, I mean I've learned so much. I've learned almost everything cosplay related through YouTube for free. I think I've only ever paid for one workshop, and that was actually marketing in terms of like how to contact businesses, which I could totally talk about too. But that's a different thing. But I would highly recommend just about any YouTube channel can do well for like how to inflect more or how to get to a different vocal range for your characters. I know it sounds like such a cop-out, but that's honestly so much better than spending money on something that you don't know if you're going to get a return on investment. Because there's going to be so many people scamming people who are hopeful to get into the industry, which can be cutthroat, especially being a well-known one, or like becoming well-known voice actors. So I would always ask yourself, how much money am I willing to put into this with the understanding that I might not get anything back? That's something to remember. Yes, and then you over there. Next. Go ahead.
How do you feel about encouraging other people to get into this with the skyrocketing use of AI and like the announcement of Audible using AI to narrate a bunch of their films? And I know it's shitty right now, obviously. But I don't know, how do you feel about the longevity of this as like even a side hustle?
So
If you're not a famous person narrating their autobiography or something.
AI can only go so far. I've heard some good things from AI and some bad things. I'm against AI in most cases. There are some cases like technical writing works very useful for somebody that's tired. But I very carefully research who I'm doing this for. Again, I've been a voice actor for 6 years, and I don't actually pay for any of those years. I've been volunteer voice actor for 6 years. So there is going to be that thing of where the AI will do it cheaper, but there is some cases where the AI cannot mimic a human voice. They cannot mimic that same human emotion.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Like, I feel like the emotion is really hard to mimic, even though like AI is getting really good. And don't get me wrong, like I'll admit it, you guys can hate me and that's fine. I've used ChatGPT a couple times just to see kind of what it was like. And even though it's I feel like it's very logical versus emotional. So when you have those like dramatic reading scenes or anything like that, I don't think I haven't experienced an AI audiobook yet, but my assumption is that it is not going to have that same intensity that a person can provide. So like she was saying with like an angry scene, right? For example, like you have to have that passion, and the AI will not have that passion.
It's true, but AI is also
Oh, it's inventive all the time.
highly unregulated and is stealing all of our voices all the time and getting better and better all the time. So I imagine it's going to get harder and harder to, without an already established name.
Well, I feel like a lot of people, they're so like 50-50 on AI, like sometimes it has benefits and sometimes they don't. It'll all depend on like the author, I would say, or the person finding the work, because they would prefer a human over an AI. And that's just because like everybody is different, right? In the same way, like, but AI is the same pretty much, like across the board. Whereas like she said, she has an issue, like she doesn't convey anger very well, and that's a human thing. So like an AI who is still in the process of building is still trying to find like those emotional keys. And I think like even with an audiobook or anything like that, and it's seeing like, okay, this person's upset. I think because AI does not have an emotional response, it won't be able to deliver the same feeling. Like if you're doing like a dramatic audiobook, right? Like you want to like the background stuff, that's cool with the AI, you know, like dragon sounds, and that's cool shit and everything. But at the end of the day, what matters is the delivery of the lines.
I want to comment on that.
Yeah.
So I listen constantly to audiobooks. That's just thing.
Me too.
But over the years, I mean, we have progressed so much in the narration with voice actors, because, you know, if you were listening, 5 years ago to audiobooks, less of a inflection in
Yeah.
anybody's voices. You
Yeah.
know, it was very straight read.
Yeah.
And now you don't get a lot of that on the current ones. Everybody is really more emotional.
Yeah.
You're reading it, but I won't even purchase an audiobook that's AI, and they have to label it. So,
But that's exactly what I'm getting at is
yeah, they have to put if it's AI read.
According to who?
Well, where I purchase my books on Audible, for the most part, they have to put on there that it was AI read.
I think it might be like a copyright thing, honestly.
It's
Yeah.
a copyright
That's what I
thing.
thought.
There is some sort of like part of their contract says that if they're going to audiobook using AI, it has to be labeled. Like all AI art is supposed to be labeled. People abuse that, but it is supposed to be set with a warning.
To be clear, AI evil. AI is I agree humans are definitely better, and if I was given an option and I knew it, I'm glad to hear that they're labeled, because I don't ever want to purchase an AI audiobook. But I just have heard it being talked about as problematic, and with Audible announcing that they're going to release this big influx of AI audiobooks that they're going to give away for free at first to a bunch of people.
So if I may, and this might help, throughout the history of art, when something else, and I'm not saying AI is art one way or the other, I'm just saying throughout the history of like technology improving or changing, or in whatever word
Just
you want to use,
advancements.
advancements in technology, when the camera came around, they said all the portrait artists are going to lose their job. And it's been that way since like the invention of new things every single time, like different music types. And I'm not saying that is the solution, but I am saying portrait photography is around, portrait painting is still around. It might mean less jobs, but it doesn't mean they're all going to go away, if that's what your fear is.
And the other thing too is like, you know, you want to pay for like quality on something. So like as she said, like photography, right? I actually I was trying to be a boudoir photographer for a while. I would never use AI to edit my pictures, to take my pictures or anything like that, because I believe in like all natural. Like I want a natural background. I want, you know, natural face, whatever you're doing. Well, maybe not natural, but like makeup, you know. but basically in the same way of like I would never use AI to edit my pictures. Like I don't see the benefit in that when I have the personal skills. Like I have a certification in graphic design and illustration. So like for me, photography is a huge passion. And like I was just downstairs and people were like, oh, I use AI backgrounds and all this stuff. And I was like, how about we don't? I was like, because I like having normal things and natural things. But again, like I said, it kind of comes down to like quality and preference. A lot of authors that I've met, one of my best friends is a published author, and I'm writing my own fan fiction, and she was like, hey, do not use AI to write your book. And I was like, I had no intention of doing that. I was like, the only thing I ever asked for is like, hey, am I fucking going in the right direction? But other than that, like, I would rather just create something and have it like be a quality value versus like cheap out and use AI just to like make it better, because it doesn't. It just makes it easier and it's lazy, in my opinion.
Back to narration then.
Sorry, my bad.
I know this woman in the gray over there had been very patient with her question. I see you have one. We can come back to you in a second.
No, my husband's just chilling.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was actually just going to offer another resource.
Oh.
There is an app called Udemy.
Yes!
Can you say that again?
Udemy.
Udemy. U-D-E-M-Y.
U-D-E-M-Y.
Yeah, you can learn like marketing and stuff like that. It's super cute.
Okay.
They offer classes. I've never used it to search for this kind of class, but the classes on there are typically like $10.
Yeah.
And they're by, some of them are by university professors that are just like, they needed something to do in their spare time, so they're selling their class. And other ones you have to kind of pay attention to and make sure you're not like going for somebody that's just kind of like, I think I know how to do this. Let me tell you how I think you're supposed to do this. But there are a lot of great resources.
I would say Udemy is really great for like if you want to do like marketing or anything like that. I actually use Udemy to learn how to self-market. And the only downside I would say is that you don't get feedback.
You
Like,
don't get
yeah.
feedback, but it gives you the basics. Like there's
Yep.
one on like, you know, audio production, there was one on there for, or like how to edit YouTube videos or, you know, TikTok videos or whatever you want your main platform to be. So, yeah.
You know what I think would give you immediate and very harsh feedback if you're looking to improve immediately,
A friend.
very quickly? Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit's brutal.
Reddit. People will be kind of nice sometimes, but they will read you to filth in a way that you need to improve if you can handle it. So if that's another thing, if you are going to go into this, you have to make sure that you're okay emotionally.
Yeah, some thick skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to grow it.
Resilience.
Reddit breeds resilience
Yep.
or mental illness.
Tumblr was the same way before they banned a lot of stuff.
For sure. But there are lots of online websites. You might be able to find a local community. If you do anything with Meetup, I create my own groups sometimes. If I don't find a group I want, I'll just create one and other people will come. 100%.
If you build it, they will come.
They will come. My Meetup got too big. The minimum is like 50 people, and then you have to start paying, and then I had to start paying, and it was too much work. Facebook groups are free, though. Just saying.
So I actually found more of my samples or demo.
Ooh.
So you guys can actually show me actual voice, but I don't know what's happening with my voice. Let's play this.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
I'll just be quiet. Hold on. Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay.
That's really quiet.
Yeah, why is it so
You boost it up?
No,
Turn it to 11 or something?
it's all the way up.
Huh. Technical difficulties
Technical difficulties.
with the people who volunteered to be here. We weren't expecting this. Oh no.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. High fives.
Let's go.
Yes.
I think the good thing is we offer different perspectives and we have a variety of experiences. With our powers combined, we make one professional voice actor.
We're like the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
but way cooler.
Alright, let's try YouTube.
As far as they know, he just returned home. Was not heard from since.
Okay, who did the sound design for that? It's really nice.
That is the studio that I work with,
Okay.
the TSC Studios. That is season 3 of the Shadow Crown.
So, I know I mentioned YouTube University earlier, and I will reiterate something that I learned from YouTube University about voice acting is you have to really immerse yourself into whatever your character is. Like, what is their why? What is their background? Give them a whole background story. Even if you're just auditioning, you can create characters for each person you're auditioning for, even if they don't use it. Their why, their who are they? That really helps flesh out their character, how they're going to interact. And I'm saying this like I've done it before, but I have done a few radio commercials for my career, because when we're stationed overseas, we do something called AFN, or American Forces Network, and we have to come up with the commercials. We have to come up with the entertainment, the hook, the narration, like everything. Even sometimes hire other volunteer actors who have different impressions. But it's really important to try a different range. Even go out of your comfort zone. Tara Strong does this thing where she'll have like flashcards of different characters. And she'll go through it like, okay, you're a granny now, or this is your why, this is your who. If you have somebody who is willing to do that with you, it's almost theater, right? You're a thespian? Theater?
If you know a child, play with them.
Yes.
Yeah, play pretend, do whatever, like, what is it? There's this guy on YouTube.
I spent
Or
10
not
years
YouTube,
as a
TikTok.
nanny, and I just had a core of characters that were easily translatable, from like playing in the backyard to Barbies or Legos, and they will give you feedback if they can't understand what you're saying.
And kids are brutal.
And yes.
Fuck Reddit. Talk to a child.
No DMs can hurt me.
Yeah.
But they will take you on the adventure, and you just have to keep up in character.
I would say like cosplay is also like a really good thing because
Yeah, it
you
is.
become your character. So like I did earlier, like Luna, she's one of my main cosplays. I'm blonde. I also do Harley Quinn, which is one of my favorites to kind of mess around with the voice, like because it's got that thick accent. But at the same time, what's really important is the way you deliver, because it is all going to be unique. So think about it like even if you're doing an acting career, right? You come in, audition for the character, and they pick you based on your personality of playing that character. Because if your personality does not align, you're not gonna bullshit. you're not gonna play it very well. Like I'll do a great example here. Vampire Diaries, Damon. His audition, he wasn't even supposed to be auditioning for that part, but because of his personality, the way that he is, they're like, you're perfect. Even though he's basically Stefan in real life and Stefan's basically Damon in real life. It's like complete opposites, but Jesus. But it's like that same aspect of like they'll be looking for something, you know, very specific, very personal, and everybody's voice is going to be different too. So like, let's say, you know, your Harley Quinn voice might be different than mine, right? And maybe yours works better than mine. So they're gonna hire you instead of me. And that's cool too. Like, and the other thing I would say is like, even with the rejection, like I struggle with rejection sensitivity a lot, is like, you just kind of have to like accept it and be like, all right, I'm not their cup of tea, but I'm somebody's cup of tea.
And silver lining, now you have a little voice thing that you've you've trained, you've extra training, extra experience, but now you've created a new character possibly that you can rely on in the future.
Or even if you have like you're shy, right? And you have to create that cosplayer, that character to be more extroverted, that's basically the same thing. So when you make your OC, right, you can base it off whatever you want. It could be how you really are in real life, or it could be who you would rather be in real life, you know? And again, it comes back to the delivery.
Observe the weird characters,
Yeah.
the people who are weird,
Yep.
and try to reflect who they are. It's a really fun exercise. There was, do you remember the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. There was one lawyer, there was one doctor that was really weird, and he was on Amber Heard's side, and he was like he was just weird, right?
He reminds me of the guy from Harry Potter.
And he did not look like a normal person, like he did not seem real. And when he came on to stand, you can see a video of Johnny Depp leaning in close because he's a professional actor, and now he's observing this guy. That's my take, is he was looking at this guy because Johnny Depp does the weird characters, and he's like, here's some new fodder for like thoughts of fleshing out characters. Because that's exactly what I would have done if I was a professional actor and my whole career is face on weird characters.
But the other side of voice acting, not just the character voices and stuff, which is the more professional side, because there's a lot of people out there that want audiobooks that are just kind of plain and normal, but there's also a lot of companies out there that are looking for people that have a kind of a low voice, very professional voice.
The mood.
Exactly. To do training videos.
Right.
That's where I've been told I can go into quite easily, because when my voice is actually working, as you can hear, I have a very kind of low voice, but it's very kind of smoothing. I can get you into that kind of understanding mood. I can talk to you not like a child, but like an adult, and feel like you're loved. So there's also that side of it, like you don't need to know how to do voices. You don't need to know how to do a perfect Harley Quinn. You might just have a voice that just works.
Yeah.
That
I don't do
evening
voices
DJ.
at all. Unfortunately, so.
The evening DJ settling down with some smooth jazz. The Delilah, if anyone ever listened to Delilah. Yeah, and she always had a smile in her voice when she was talking to you, right? So it's just something to consider. I had something, and then I lost it. That's okay. Do we have more questions while I'm trying to remember what I lost?
Questions, comments, concerns?
Why don't y'all pick a passage and give us an example?
Oh, my phone is being, I'm recording this right now, so I can't use my phone, because this is proof that, oh my gosh, I was on a panel.
Yeah, babe, can you take a picture of us?
It's not the first
Oh,
time this
shit,
has
your
happened, but
phone's
it's
dead. Fuck,
weird that it
yeah.
happened twice.
I think you are going to go on guidebook, because I'm just saying, you guys are like one of the best people.
I used to be a streamer on Twitch, so I can talk for hours about literally anything. You don't even have to give me feedback. I was a radio DJ, which no feedback at all, so I can talk all day for 4 hours. So yeah, I can yap. If you want to hear me yapping, I can continue to yap.
Obviously, same. God, where was this? I'm trying to find specifically like the Nesta era or Eris conversation.
So from the book series that you're interested in?
Yeah, I'm like,
The
what
Sarah
is
J.
this?
Maas?
Yeah, I'm like, fuck. There was a passage that I related to very much. So I'm like, where is it? But essentially, she's like, I'm worthless. I deserve to be with this person. Like blah blah blah. And Eris,
Ooh, woo, woe is me.
I mean, like,
Self-pity.
well, I mean, to be fair, like, she's kind of a piece of shit.
Nesta!
She's a huge hated character. I'm not gonna
She
lie.
had a huge character growth, we'll say that
yes,
for sure.
yes.
But for those of you who don't know, it's kind of what we're dressed up as from the character. I just wore black leather, and she's like, are you
Nesta?
So we're both Nesta today.
Oh my god.
It wasn't intentional, it's just kind of Viking in leather type of situation. Bye!
Bye. Have a
Thanks
good
for your
night.
participation. Where's your country of origin, out of curiosity? Where's your accent from? England, okay.
It's beautiful.
Well, technically it's a dialect, not an accent. But yes, I love your dialect.
Oh my god, not Eric. Oh my
Your
god.
dialect is, if English is your first language, it is a dialect. If English is your second language, it's an accent.
Sorry, Reddit's popping up here. I'm like,
So
all
for
right.
newscasting, a lot of times, for news, you want a non-regional dialect. That means no one can tell where you're from.
Oh my god, really? Who is this?
Now, if you say someone's a little cutie and you just want to put them in your bag, that might be a regional dialect for sure. I am just wasting time as we look up a script. You're looking for a
I can't
script?
find it. So,
Okay.
I guess like I'll just do my Harley Quinn one. Fuck it.
Okay, go for it.
All right, Mr. J, are you ready to play today? Because I am so excited.
But you see how like the movement really like helps out, right? Because if I just sat here like, Mr. J, I'm really excited. Like, oh my gosh, it's not the same delivery. It's very different. But when you really like boom into your character, it really delivers
Gesture.
a lot. Yeah, or even like when I was doing like reading people's books and stuff, like when it was non-character talking, it would just be like this, you know. But if I got into a character, it just depended on the character. I could not do a man's voice to save my life. But women characters super easy. Like I can't do bubbles, but like it kind of all just depends on which voice you want to use. You know, like set that mood, like she said, dim the lights down,
Or we can raise the lights up and everything's great.
Baby lock the door. Turn the
The
lights down low.
I will mention that it's actually the sad part of voice acting is a lot of directors right now are looking for high-pitched female voices. They're not looking for lower tone voices.
Yeah, they want that soprano.
They want a soprano, especially for casting call club. You'll see high-pitched voice, high-pitched girl, high-pitched. So it's like I've auditioned for male roles before because I'm like, well, I have a lower voice and I actually have
Yeah.
one. So it's like, but you'll see that a lot. So sometimes you just go, you know what? I'm going to slide my audition in there anyway and look for somebody else.
Well, it's like she was brought up Tara Strong earlier. You know, it's like the same thing. She was Timmy and she was Bubbles. Like she was all these different characters, and they all completely sound different. Like my mind was so blown when I realized she did all of those characters. I was like, wait, what?
Another thing, as a broadcaster, I just want to warn you all to take care of your voice
Yes.
if
Lots
you
of
want to do
honey.
this long term. Yes, Gollum, right? The voice of Gollum. He had a very specific, like, super serum that he would drink every single day because he was ruining his voice doing that. And it's a simple thing. If you really want to take care of it, chop up some fresh ginger, steep it for at least 5 minutes. Honey and lemon, fresh lemon, is like the best for your voice.
Be really careful because it can hit your GI tract pretty hard.
Oh, well, if you want
If it's
to poop,
warm.
go ahead and
If it's
poop.
warm.
Who cares, right? It happens.
Okay, I'm just
Um,
giving the warning.
Another thing, coffee, bad for you. Smoking, obviously, bad for your voice. It can create a unique voice, but it also can be bad for your voice. Milk coats your throat in a way that like actually kind of messes with it. You don't want any of that stuff. So if you're about to voice, make sure you don't drink caffeine or milk or anything for like an hour before. Make sure you're properly hydrated because I can hear when people are unhydrated.
Yeah.
When you're dehydrated, when I'm interviewing someone, I could hear it in the audio that their voice is smacking.
Can you tell I haven't drinking water today?
No comment. Yes, did you have a question?
I would add to that actually. If you are drinking water to like keep your mouth moisturized for while you're speaking, that's actually counterproductive.
Exactly.
Put a little lemon in your water or a little honey in your water, even if it's cold water, and it will really, really help. But
Yes.
when you're just drinking plain water, the reason you crave more of it is because your body's going, oh shit, I don't have enough of this in my body. Where is it coming from? So you need to have something in it to keep your voice.
Yes. So if you're like, oh no, I'm voicing right now and I'm realizing that my voice is dehydrated, it does take a while to fully hydrate your voice. So you can't just be drinking water on scene. A lot of times hard candy or chewing gum real quick will help alleviate that. But for sure, if you're trying to get into this, take care of your voice. Don't go to concerts and scream your head off. Try to not be sick in a way that will hurt your throat. Gargling salt water and stuff like that will help as well. I actually boil and breathe and inhale eucalyptus oil from like a stove. It's very, what's that thing where you vapor rub, Vicks vapor
Yeah,
rub?
Vicks.
Is that, but like not as efficient. Okay, so if you're really, really into taking care of your voice, if you're afraid a sea witch will come and take it from you, take care of your
In
voice.
exchange for legs.
In exchange for legs. Another thing is to do warm-ups. Has anyone ever done vocal warm-ups? Yeah?
If you're a theater.
Oh, in the hat, do you want to share what your vocal warm-ups are like?
So I'm a preacher. And
Okay.
although I have to be careful because if I do too much vocal warm up, I start to over enunciate.
Over-enunciate.
And one of the things in preaching is supposed to be a conversation. It needs to be conversational.
Yes.
So if I do too many, then that over enunciation starts to come through. But I'll usually during mic check is when I'll usually do it because
Okay.
then people are laughing instead of looking at me weird. So I'll just go up to the mic and be like, "To sit in solemn silence on the dull dark document of pestilence
Ah.
a lifelong walk."
So you
Like
do-
sensation. So I do tongue twisters.
You do tongue twisters.
To start to because then I'm not tripping over my words.
Okay.
When I'm preaching, so it gets my tongue warmed up. So it's not a full vocal warm up. It's
Yeah. It's a
a
little bit of a
it's
warm-up.
Shakespeare,
A little
so
jump
we're
start.
mostly concerned about not tripping over our words.
Oh, yes.
Something that's helped me, I'm a music teacher and I use my voice pretty heavily in elementary school music. I went to some voice therapists last year when I was losing my voice and they told me to get a cup with a lid and a straw and you just blow bubbles and you I
Fair.
do it for 5 minutes in the morning. I do vocal warm-ups, but it's funny. I've actually seen videos of Broadway performers in their dressing rooms getting ready for shows, and they're doing the bubble cup. It's like yes. So yeah, and that's just something really simple that a lot of people can do. You know, just bubble cup.
Yes.
I live by the motto that singing and acting is a full body sport.
Yep.
So the first thing that I do is warm up my body and then go.
Oh, that's a take. That's not a bad. I
Yeah.
kind of like the idea.
I'd say yes.
I mean, you're using all of your
Yeah, the whole torso, the diaphragm, and everything too.
I think that's very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
Attune yourself to your body, kind of get out the tension, because that can also affect your voice as well.
Yeah, I was about to say that like being relaxed. Like I'm an aerialist actually, like normally, and like the warm ups help so much. And I actually mostly go for the warm ups because it's so nice to just feel that relief. And sometimes I just don't want to think about what I have to do. I'd rather somebody just like yell it at me and be like, okay, Cobra time, like, all right. But like, you know, the other thing too, I would say, like, as we're talking about like sore throats and things like that, is like, I would say a good example is Corpse, the singer. He has GERD, and
Yeah.
that's why he
Yeah, he
has like
does.
such an intense like gravel to his voice.
For those of you who don't know Corpse, he has a very, very, very low voice due to medical issues, and he went super viral because a lot of people think it's a very hot voice.
It is. It is. Yeah, thank you, GERD.
But it's caused him actual health issues, and yeah.
So it is very, very important, not just to take care of your throat, but your body. You know, so if you have like acid reflux or anything like that, like I have acid reflux, I try not to have like red sauce or anything that's like really acidic before I really do anything. Because the other thing too is like if you have that acid reflux or you have that GERD, if you eat something acidic, you might throw up. And that's not gonna sound great on your
Don't
voice
do
either.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so something that I learned when I was helping out with the Air Force Band of the Pacific Asia type thing is they do like these warm-ups, and I found it to be very helpful when I'm reading my lines as well for narrations. Not quite the same as voice acting, but it did help. If you can use the full range of your mouth, that's very important, but you have to warm that up. So you're gonna feel really dumb, and I'm gonna do it in front of you because I don't care. So you know the scales, la 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 la. You do that, but you can meow, 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 and you can see certain, like the O, it's completely exercising like the O sounds. There's also like things like that will warm up your vocals and your mouth at the same time.
I'd say with the enunciation thing too, it's like think about like if you were to be talking to like a deaf person, right? They have to read your lips. So I know a couple deaf people in my life, so sometimes I will really enunciate like my lips so that they know what I'm talking about. But it also helps like the delivery for hearing people as well. Because even if somebody is of hearing, you never know like their range of hearing. So I have always like, oh my God, like I have to be really enunciated so you can see the letters coming out of my mouth.
When you do that, I can hear the dehydration in your
Leave me
voice.
alone! I only had coffee today. I'm sorry.
I can hear it.
I will
Self-conscious.
say with voice acting, I actually used to mumble really quickly. That's how my normal talking was. And because I've started voice acting, I've started now talking with more of my mouth, less mumbling. I'm doing a little bit of that today just because my throat, but it's like, it does help you along the way of like learning how to speak. Because you're not just using some
You
portion.
should get her some honey and some ginger.
Yeah.
That's not gonna help try.
Who here is familiar with the diaphragm? Okay. Who here breathes with their shoulders a lot when they're tense? You might not see. A couple of you are aware, but I can guarantee a lot of you do without realizing it. And it's very important to even film yourself reading script and see your body language. Do you breathe with your shoulders or do you breathe with your stomach? You will have to stick out your stomach, and it's, for me, I don't like my stomach being exposed at all. I don't like it being stuck out. I'm always like holding it in. You still have to do that, even if you're a little insecure about it.
It's actually better for your breathing overall.
Yeah, it's better for your breathing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is what I do to my students when I'm teaching them voicing. All right, hold on.
Take something heavy like a
and that's how you know you're doing it right. So I usually throw the book on the shy student that I have, and I have it lay down and I have everybody.
You're an asshole.
They're all adult students, so it's okay. And they're in the military, so they're used to it. Yes.
Smoke me, mommy.
I make every single one of them come up because one of the biggest things is public speaking. I teach public speaking as well. I've also taught the Air Force Honor Guard, the ones that are at ceremonies, teaching and projecting and stuff. So yes, I am a bit of a subject matter expert on this. But one thing that people forget to do is use their diaphragm, and it also helps you inflect your voice is a lot clearer. Highly recommend to just constantly film yourself. Anytime you're practicing any script, film yourself. Look at your face and look at your shoulders. If your shoulders are moving, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. And then you can just like fix yourself next time. Or you can put it up on Reddit and see what they think.
You see what Reddit thinks.
I'll also mention, as a voice actor and a writer, because I'm also on my way to trying to be an author, the voice acting has helped me a lot with dialogue. Because it's like, okay, I've just realized this person says 3 sentences in rapid succession. Like, that's not a normal person. So it's actually helped me with writing dialogue more naturally so that I know, okay, this is like the longest sentence I've ever written. Where would there be natural pauses? Where would there be breaks and stuff? So it's a silly tool, but it's very useful to go back and read your writing. Or if you're beta reading for somebody else, actually read it out loud as if you were voice acting for it. I've done it so many times when I edit for my friends. It's like, okay, this person talks for like 20 minutes, you give her 1 comma. Try again. So it helps a lot.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Does anybody know about editing script when they're in the sound booth or when they're narrating?
Oh, I do it all the time.
So typically scripts should be double spaced and in all caps. And go in there with a pencil and mark where you need breaths to be. Because sometimes people will, it's like you read literally everything on the script and you don't think about other things. So mark where you need pauses or where you naturally breathe so you don't run out of air. Underline things if you want to inflect it, or if you can't pronounce someone's names right above, you can write out how it phonetically would be said out loud.
Like rice sand.
Like rice sand. Yes. So rice sand for sure. That's how you should when you're in the booth or we're in your closet or wherever you're in the headboard of your bed. You should have your script right in front of you, and it should be eye level as you have like good posture. 100%. Yes.
So I have a bachelor's of arts. I was an opera singer in school.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh my gosh.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
That's how we met.
Oh.
Yes.
That.
So a big thing is that they taught us with vocal fatigue is like you really do need to rely on where your power is coming from.
Yes.
A lot of the time people think, oh, it comes from here up. It really doesn't. Like your volume, the quality, everything comes from your core.
Yes.
So the breathing is so important.
I think a lot of people don't know about the breathing unless like you're in a music class. Yeah.
Breathing gives you life. Breathing gives you power.
You hear that? I've just been endorsed. Professional opera singer backs up what I say, okay? Subject matter experts together.
There were exercises they had us do similar to the one on the floor that you showed us, where like you'd go into your voice lesson and they had like a yoga ball or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And they have you stand against the ball in between you
And
and
push
the
it.
ball, and you have to stay in place.
Yep.
And just like push against the ball and do your breathing exercises.
So just to piggyback off that, one thing that my voice teacher did with me in those classes, she was like, okay, breathe from your shoulders and go. And
Yes. The air
and
exercise.
And then breathe from your stomach, from your diaphragm, and see how much longer that can go.
I would have you all do that because I make my students do it, but we're in a panel and we're not in a classroom. Otherwise, I would have forced you all. You would have all had to come up here and like blow out air together. We have and S and T's.
Another classical music exercise, I think it was specific to classical and opera, for me at least. It's what they call a sforzando. So you sing one note, you start as quiet as you can, and you have to be as steady as you can. Again, this is all in your diaphragm. You get as loud as you possibly can, and then you get quiet again. And
You want to demonstrate?
There's a microphone. You want to try? Actually, wait, you're an opera singer. Maybe you shouldn't use the microphone. Might get too loud.
Thank you.
I can't.
It's okay. We're not professionals, so.
I do get
Well, she
paid.
is, but.
No, not licensed.
Um, okay, so here's how you can read a script. Like I mentioned before, you do have to have something that can hold the script up, or you can hold it. One issue with paper is people like. Hold on, let me borrow this real quick.
You can hear it everywhere, yeah.
Oh, okay. You can hear it very easily in the microphone, so I'm going to demonstrate how I usually am in the booth reading things. So sometimes if I need a reminder, I will put my hand on my stomach to make sure I'm breathing properly, and I will have my paper up here and very, very gently. Or it could be on a music stand, but as long as it's about eye level, so you're not doing this, because when you're doing this, your whole body is kind of like going in, right? We want it upward. We want our posture to be good. You're not my class. I was going to have you stand up. But I like to pretend, I learned this from dance, that there is a string from the bottom of your tailbone to the top of your head, and you pull it, and that increases your posture, which increases the room for your lungs to expand. And then from there, you put your hand on your stomach to make sure that you can breathe properly, and then you do your dialogue.
It's very like Shakespearean, I guess you could
I would
say.
even say like instead of paper, like at least the audiobook that I narrated
Or phone or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
I had it on my laptop, and as she was saying too about like the writing and stuff, I also write my own fan fiction. As I'm writing, I actually will go from the top to read to where I currently am, and I will like hear it in my head, and I will apply the punctuation. So I'm like, okay, right here instead of a run-on sentence, and that's the other thing. If you're not pronunciating, you're not taking those breaths, it's just a run-on paragraph, you know, and that's the last thing you want. Is you don't want it to be speedy. You want it to be at a good pace that is good for your listeners. But also, like she said, it's very important to find those pauses and
I
everything.
actually write pause in my sermon script.
I love that. I love
okay.
that.
The other thing one of my preaching professors taught me is if you're using paper, don't do it double-sided, do it single-sided and slide. You slide. And on my preaching scripts, because I have to be looking at people while I'm, preaching out. All of my script is at the top of the paper so that I don't start going down too far.
Yeah.
So I set my margins for like to have this much space.
Because you don't have a teleprompter, because
Yeah.
teleprompters keep your eyes right level.
You can get teleprompter apps.
Yeah, you can, and they're free.
Yeah.
And like I would say like a really downside too is if you're reading down, you're gonna close off your vocal cords. So you want to make sure, like she said, it's literally eye level. I love my iPad personally because I can just like boop as I'm going. So I'm like, all right, like this is great. Like I can keep reading, and I don't have to like take my eyes off of it or I have to fumble or anything. I also have acrylic nails, so I hate paper.
I've been eyeballing your nails this whole time.
Thank you. They're really sharp. I
I
like
can't
it.
have them in the
One
Air
other
Force.
thing is a lot of my scripts come to me as PDFs. I'm sitting there at my computer. I'm not standing up. I'm actually sitting on my computer because you can't actually do voice acting sitting down. But you need to make sure that no matter what chair you're sitting on like the very front edge of it. That's what I learned from being a cellist. Sit on the edge of it and just sit up as straight as possible. Because I do actually have prior knee injury that requires me that I can't stand up for very long periods of time for sometimes. So it's like I can sit here and in my office chair, sit on the very edge of it, and still be able to pronounce and enunciate just like you're standing up. But I have to sit on the edge of that chair so I remember, okay, keep sitting up straight or you're gonna fall off your chair.
Well, I think the other thing too is like when you're sitting down, if you're like leaned over, you're crushing that diaphragm. But if you're sitting up, you're really exposing it. And then, like she said, you can even if you're sitting down, you can still put your hand on your stomach and be like, okay.
A stool can be great too. Sometimes I have to preach sitting down because of long COVID. I've taught, so a stool like a guitarist uses, because then you're perched and you're a little higher up, so it's almost just like
You're bent
got a
sitting.
little butt pinch
Yeah.
situation going.
And I go the opposite of you. I sit all the way back against a chair because when I do story time, I have the book, and as I'm looking over and reading, I'm leaning forward.
And you're closing off your vocals,
So
yeah.
as long as my back is touching the back of the chair,
good thought. Yes.
Any advice on changing your voice to like a male?
A male voice.
A male voice, yeah, you kind of gotta go like real deep. You gotta really think of your vocal
You don't
cords.
say.
Yeah, it's like super easy. What are you doing later, baby? Trying to hang out. I'll bet
Drop
you
it
dinner.
as something like, you have like a jawbreaker in your mouth or something, you're sucking on it, you're gonna use the kind of the back part of your, back part of your tongue.
I was say, I feel like I like
Almost
almost
there.
closed off one of my vocal cords to do that, but it's like I didn't think about it. It just
It just
happened.
happened.
Yeah.
Well,
Definitely kind of towards the back of your voice instead of where you normally talk, which is the front.
I mean, typically, even with like trying to get a deeper voice for women, if you're going for a male voice, you'll usually end up getting a little kid or a very young man. You're probably not going to be like, oh, like, I don't know. I'm going to get in trouble for whatever.
For that, I would recommend finding a novel to read out loud.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eventually, you will get used to the male speaking part.
Madam
It
Book
may
Fairy.
not end up as the one you had hoped for, but at least you're reading with the inflection of that male character.
Are you doing it for like TV or for books or like what kind of? Okay, because listen, I listened to the whole Harry Potter series with one guy who did all the voices like high and low, and like there's a suspension of disbelief there. Like we know that it's just one guy doing like Professor McGonagall, and like she has this very high shrill voice, so he can't be. Like if I listened to him out of context with that voice, I'd know it's still a man.
Yeah.
But like he has a different range of impressions. So you don't have to go full male and then be convincing that you as the book narrator are now also a dude. Like suspension of disbelief is there. Just try lower. I would try different accents too.
Yeah.
Practice.
See, that's what I do. Whenever I read a male part, for some reason, they always have a fucked up accent. I mean, it's not, but it's not even like, it's not part of their character, but when I try to do it, I throw in some weird accent. I'm like, I don't know why.
I was in an all-female Shakespeare troupe, so we did this a lot. We did man workshops a lot.
Man workshops.
Oh, yeah. So, like, one of the things we talked about a lot, and that helps with the full body thing, is practicing standing like a dude. As women, we tend to sort of go on one leg a lot. Men tend to stand rooted and want to think about your hips a lot. So, like, if you try standing when you're doing the male voice and just pretending to yourself you have a penis. I mean, really, like, trying to be more rooted, grounded.
Okay, during the stance.
My penis is massive. In case you're wondering, it's very very huge.
I feel a lot of man hearts, and it's
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Well, the preacher just said I've done a lot of man parts.
And I have a penis.
Oh, that you said that.
the joke in my circle group is that I turn everyone trans because none of the people I dated at Bryn Mawr have the same gender or name anymore. But
It's interesting for a church.
that kind of thing, thinking, like we would think about our shoulders and we would kind of like stomp around. So thinking about what body part you lead with while you're talking and what pose. So this is where like people watching helps too. We would do man workshops and we like also just go out and observe, especially like on public transit. And we would just really try to take up space, which we should do anyways.
I was say, you know, if some weird dude's like hitting on you or something, just like pull out that like deep voice, like, oh yeah, dude, you want to hang out
Oh, is it
later?
time?
Yeah, that's right.
It is time, isn't it?
It's time, isn't
Oh my
it?
gosh, have we been yapping for an hour now? Hey, I'm pretty sure the next group isn't coming in either.
No, they are.
Oh, they are.
The
Good.
Cozy fiction, fantasy.
Awesome.
And I know this because I spoke to the panel
Perfect.
earlier.
Well, thank you everyone for coming to this impromptu panel. We should take pictures together for sure. Yeah.